Action.
I can't act with this.
So, here we are, the lads. Going to talk about Extras, the cracking new sitcom. From... Not a fan?
It was all right.
Not as good as The Office, in your opinion?
I didn't like The Office much.
I thought it was overrated, to be honest, but... you know,
Extras.
Extras.
I will unleash hell.
Well, it was pretty daunting prospect with people saying it's the difficult second album. But the thing about the difficult second album is, it's not the album that's difficult, it's all the people that like the first thing you did that are difficult. I think the only way you can avoid the difficult second album syndrome is to make sure your first album's not very good.
Yeah. Whereas ours was a blinder, you know, in a lot of people's opinions. Not ours, but, you know, certainly the Golden Globe boys liked it.
the Golden Globes.
And the BAFTA cats.
Yeah, the old RTS dudes.
Yeah.
They thought it was wicked.
High five, mate, for all those awards.
Good to see me.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. We'll get out before that fat little extra gets his face in.
Yep.
It was never meant to be a satire, an indictment of modern-day film and TV. That was just a backdrop. Rather like the backdrop of The Office was selling paper, it was more about relationships, and so was this. This is about, you know, people's struggle and getting on and ego and desperation.
You haven't even been in the bill, have you?
I don't want to be in the bill.
You haven't even been in the bill.
Listen, I don't want to be in the bill.
Have you ever been in Casualty?
Yeah.
The TV show Casualty.
Oh, well, no, but...
There was a couple of different ideas we were toying with, but whilst we still had a certain cachet from the Office, it seemed silly not to be able to use that. And the idea of using the stars was never like to try and be kind of really sort of in-jokey and let's pat ourselves on the back for having some showbiz mates. It was just to try and add as much realism to the world as possible. And because you already had a perception of who they were, because you thought you knew them from tabloids or whatever else, then you could play with the image they already had, and it was like a shortcut to comedy. You could get straight in, and they were sort of funny, hopefully.
Well, that was the important point. We were getting them because they came with a certain amount of baggage that we could deconstruct. And, you know, you notice they all play sort of twisted versions of themselves.
You are guaranteed an Oscar if you play a mentor.
We had a list of people we wanted to approach who we knew were fans. Whenever sort of an A-list celebrity said in the press, oh, their favourite show is The Office, we made a mental note and we thought, oh, we'll call them one day and they can put their money where their mouth is. And we did, and they all said yes.
Tell him Uncle Sam's in town.
First day of filming was Sam Jackson. We had him for one day. And we actually weren't in production, so we had to start production a month early. We had to build the set, get Sam Jackson over, get all the crew and cast together for one day, do the day with Sam Jackson, and then pack it all away for a month.
And it was kind of confusing because it was like a fake movie. It meant that there was a fake film crew, fake catering, fake lights, fake directors, everything. And it was quite confusing. We hadn't met our crew before, so we didn't know who was fake, who was real.
I kept getting fooled by the fake catering, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. You were even eating the fake donuts.
The props,
the fake tea.
But they tasted the same. They were just, apparently they're a few days old.
Although I have to say that working with the fake Ricky Gervais was an absolute joy. It was much easier to work with than the real one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to... I'm actually working on a project with him at the moment.
Oh, good.
So it's really good.
I know you're married, but if you wanted to, you could be having like a rat up a drain pipe. It was so funny. I've never seen a cast and crew just so quiet and respectful as when someone said, Mr. Jackson's on his way down from his dressing room, and he came down with his people, and everyone was silent, like a room full of 100 people, just silent, and we were really, we were really quiet and everything. We didn't know what to do, you know. And then Sam Jackson just bent down to tie up his shoelace, and it just took for about 30 seconds. Everyone was still quiet, just waiting for him to finish. And I thought I'd break the ice, and I went, I can't believe he ties his own shoelaces. And he said, I'm slumming it. People laughed.
Yeah. Nervously, but they
Nervously, yeah. And then it was fine.
Are you happy with that?
And a wide, and we're done. We had him for one day, which we thought was mad, which we thought was going to be so tight. And because he came along, we told him basically where to sit. He knew the words. He did it in one take. I mean, he did it in one take, but, I mean, it was perfection.
Tell him Uncle Sam's in town.
That's great.
That's perfect. We got that. Yeah, that's
And we laughed and went, oh, just do it again? We didn't know what to say.
Yeah, because he is the most professional person I've ever worked with. But then, of course, I've only ever really worked with you. And that's not really any... You know, that doesn't really count.
No, but I mean, but when you get two professionals, like me and Sam together,
yeah,
it's...
Sparks fly.
It's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick work. That's the sort of people I'm hanging around with now. It's not just a one-off. I mean, we've known each other for ages.
Let me tell you.
Anyway, let's go to that
I thank
place
him
we
for
always
this
go to.
opportunity, you know? I mean, it's like, he always told me that when he made it, he was going to pull me up behind him. Here I am,
Thank
man
you.
of his word.
Sam Jackson. For mates, just normal mates, friends.
Look at that.
I know all
Got it
that.
all going on.
Rick, are you all right, mate?
Well, no, I'm carrying on.
Struggling there, aren't you?
Yeah, because they're falling through. I'm trying to carry all my pens and pencils around, but they keep sort of going through my fingers and
It's
everything.
really weird you should say that, actually, because I think I might have the solution for you right
What?
here. Well, what about like a little sort of pencil case that... I mean, I don't know if...
Will
you
that
wanna
work?
Well, I mean, have a go. I don't know.
No.
What goes in there? They say... Well, that seems to be working a treat. I don't know.
That is perfect.
Is that better
perfect.
for you?
Well, yeah, but how much is this? About £1,000, I imagine, is it?
No.
Just
I mean,
just a few
couple
quid.
Of, just a couple of quid.
So that's brilliant value as well.
Yeah,
and
great
it solves
value.
the problem of.
If you've got a lot of loose pens, then just pop them in there.
Wow.
We asked 100 people, will Les Dennis ever hang on to a bird? Our survey said... We asked 100 people, do you want to go out tonight and watch Les Dennis in Panto? Our survey said...
After we'd done our 1 day of filming with Samuel Jackson, then we went away, and a month later we came back and we reconvened at Wimbledon Theatre, and we filmed with Les Dennis, who
It's a joy, wasn't it?
was an absolute pleasure.
So funny. So funny.
And so willing to just throw himself in, 100%. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, the stuff we were doing, you know, about him and his life and that, and he was making things worse for himself. He was coming up with other stuff
Adding
that we
bits
didn't know
in.
about.
Yeah.
No, it was absolutely great. Apart from me having to dress up as a genie.
Blimey, what a big puff!
Cheeky.
Now I don't like even putting on, you know, a bit of
Clothes.
yeah. A wig out of the question. I hate it. A hat annoys me.
Yes.
Any sort of makeup. And in this genie thing, I had to have full body makeup and these awful, horrible things with that hat on. And I thought, well, at least it'd look good. I looked a nice tan. I thought it looked quite. No, it looked like Judith Chalmers. It was.
Whose body did you use for that? for the genie sequence?
Oh,
it was particularly...
awful. I was moaning. The shoes were killing me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do this. I actually don't know why. I hate this. I don't know why I've chosen this as my job. I hate the lights. I hate the heat. I hate filming and having to be articulate. I hate sweating. I hate looking fat on camera. Is there a job? What job can I do that's basically laying down with air conditioning?
It's astronaut.
Yeah, I'll do that. Actually, the good thing about the astronaut is I like weeing in the clothes you have to wear all day.
Yeah. And eating through a straw.
That's it, I'm going to be an astronaut.
Can you help us? We're in danger. The evil Abanazar is after us.
What makes you think that?
We heard him say he wants to get Aladdin.
Don't we all?
I'm interested to know what the origin of the genie character was.
Well, it's a character I had that I filmed, I think, for Meet Ricky Gervais that we didn't use. I don't know why. It was called Dirty Old Queer, and it was basically.
Well, perhaps if people are unfamiliar with that, perhaps you'd like to do a little bit of DOQ right now.
Give us your glasses then.
Sure.
You're a big boy. That's it, basically.
Brilliant. That's so that's 3 characters you've done. You've done David Brent. We all love that. You've done Andy Millman. And you've done Dirty Old Queer. That's extraordinary. You are. It's like being in a room with Peter Sellers.
I've been in that lamp so long, I'm bent out of all recognition.
Rick, I imagine a lot of fans are wondering how you developed the character of Andy Millman, because, you know, it's such a huge break from David Brent.
Yeah, a couple of things. I tried to, when I got into it, I thought, right, lose Brent, lose Brent, lose Brent, lose Brent, lose the tie.
Right, yeah.
Shave off the beard.
Sure.
Andy Millman.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it worked. I know it worked. And the transition was huge. I mean, I don't think anyone... There was like, wow, what, these are two... is this the same guy playing him? I don't know what's going on. You know, I thought this was starring Ricky Gervais.
I'm a chameleon.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Slate 1, take 1, A&B cameras.
Our first day of filming down at Wimbledon, that went smoothly, and I was thinking, oh, this is a new Ricky. This is a new kind of professional, focused Ricky Gervais, because having had the experience of The Office, I was, was a bit worried. And I was thinking he seems very kind of focused on it, he's very centred, and particularly when we're directing together, literally behind the monitors, he's not in the scene, then he was, he's really paying attention, it was really exciting.
I can concentrate on that, though, because it's not, when you're acting and directing, you're all over the place. Whereas when we're both behind the monitor, it's, I've just got one thing to focus on, which
well,
is
you say that, but it lasted about a day, if you recall, because our cameraman was called Martin Hawkins. That got Ricky's mind working.
It's little Martin Hawkins, or the Hawk to his friends.
Morning.
We call him Martin Hawkins.
Then for the next few hours...
You were just working on bird puns.
Yeah! Tell me what, he's got a feather in his cap. That was good. Was he winging that?
I knew he wasn't paying attention.
But you got sucked in as
I
well.
got sucked in.
Okay, reset to go again.
Could you just tell the Hawk he's got a feather in his cap for that one?
Yeah, but we're trying to claw some time back before lunch, if we can.
But just tell him it was excellent.
That's the good thing about sort of laziness and unprofessionalism.
It rubs off on people around you, yeah.
Yeah, sooner or later.
Yeah.
I'll bring you down to my level.
It's like cholera. Can you promise me you're going to concentrate on this take and not just be thinking of bird names?
I can't promise that.
I know, I can tell.
I can't promise it. Oh, God. He knew what I was thinking.
Oh, that's awful.
All right?
Come on.
So... I also noticed, apart from he had a funny name, Hawk, which I think he liked towards the end, the nickname The Hawk, he also looked like Wolfie Smith's mate in Citizen Smith, didn't he?
It is uncanny.
He looks just like him, yeah.
Well, that's Kate Winslet there, off Titanic.
Hi.
I remember panicking leading up to film with Kate Winslet because there's a line in the show that she's been nominated 4 times and never won an Oscar. And she was up for an Oscar, wasn't she? About a few weeks before the show, we were going to film with her. And we were going, I hope she doesn't win one.
Yeah, I was actually watching it going, please don't give Kate Winslet an Oscar.
That ruined the line,
one joke.
Yeah, in the script, that we could change in 30 seconds.
But luckily, Rick, she wasn't the best actress that year, and she didn't get the Oscar. With the film sequences, we were always trying to make them feel as real and as convincing as possible, just again to add kind of, some credibility and some reality to the show. And when Kate Winslet came over, we had this cellar built so that we could have her kind of hiding these Jewish refugees. And actually, as we were filming it, we were really getting into it, and Ricky was there kind of off camera, just explaining how he wanted them to react. So he'd be saying,
They're coming down the stairs now.
and they're coming to the door, oh, they're going away. And then someone coughs. And everyone was really getting into it. And this was working really effectively for the first couple of takes. Then, of course, Ricky got bored.
They're going away. This time, someone farts. Can you put the top?
We only had Kate Winslet for a small window of time, but that makes no difference to him when he's got a thought in his head.
Tiny, tiny, small, just a little.
That's Ben Stiller. Yeah. All right, that's Ben Stiller. That's who you're dealing with when you do a project with Ricky Gervais. Okay, you get the second best comedy actor in the world in on it as well. 1 and 2, they're right here. We had Ben Stiller for 2 days, and it rained on those 2 days.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I don't think he'd ever filmed in Britain before.
I know.
And he was stood around in mud, being
Just think of that. The only example he's got of filming in Britain is a rainy day near Slough with me complaining about my cheese toastie.
Yeah.
Nerd?
I'm a nerd? Yeah, okay, I'm a nerd.
And what was interesting to notice as well is that we had these real extras obviously working there, and sometimes we'd ask Ben to improvise a scene, and he'd just start incorporating these extras into it, and they just threw themselves into it. They were amazing.
Our real extras on this, our real supporting artists in extras, were great.
Well, the sequence where Ben is showing how he wants a woman to be kind of brutalised by some soldiers, and he's ramming a gun in her face, she was just an extra that was there on that day, and suddenly she's down on her knees and he's pointing a gun at her, and she went with it. She was just reacting.
Yeah.
Boom, you jam her in the mouth, okay? Break her jaw the first one. Boom, second one, nose, okay? And then her jaw's broken, she swallowed her teeth, blood's coming out, all right? Then you smack her again across the side, breaking the neck.
That was funny, that, though. Getting an old lady down in mud and battering her with the end of a rifle.
Yeah.
That's comedy. That's comedy. If you want to work with me. What do you mean, the Mitchell brothers? You know his name's Ross Kemp.
Inevitably, the focus of the press when the show came out was on the kind of guest appearances by the stars, but for us, the kind of key relationship and the key dynamic was between Andy and Maggie.
What bit's confusing you?
The brothers.
In a sense, we wanted quite a traditional sort of double act there.
Yeah, it's quite Laurel and Hardy. It's that sort of blind leading the blind type thing where she's even more sort of useless and stupid than me. Is that confusing you too? Do you think we've landed in the future?
Shut your face.
You want that feeling that they're OK because, you know, at least they've got someone to talk to, really.
Yeah, at least they've got each other.
I'm not wearing anything. You?
We spent ages casting to try and find someone. We wanted to find someone who was fairly new, a fairly new face, but they had to come straight in and play loads of scenes, you know, opposite Ricky.
I'm not wearing anything. No? You're not wearing anything? Oh, hey, both of us are not wearing anything.
I imagine it was quite daunting for her to come in and act with Hollywood A-listers and, you know... Also, the way we work, we throw things at people, don't we, quite a lot, and we change our minds and
we don't literally throw things at them.
No.
Not tennis balls or...
No. But there was one scene we had to do where she was cleaning up her flat in episode 6, and we said, OK, just clean up. And after about 5 minutes, we all sneaked away. A crew of 50 people. We crept away and hid.
Well, it was because she was really getting into the cleaning.
Yeah.
We just
left the cameras on and she just went on, and she basically cleaned the whole flat. And there's 50 grown-ups hiding and giggling.
All at the licence fee payer's expense.
Yeah.
What a crazy...
Do you want to work with me?
Yeah.
I can't believe how long you went on.
I was getting quite into it.
I know, that's what we thought. That's why we all left the building.
Cooper's a terrible state.
Rick, what's happening to me? You look like you're having a nightmare there.
Yeah.
What have you got there?
I've got all the press cuttings for the show that I'm trying to...
Well, but you're not going to go out in the windy weather with them,
Yeah,
are you?
I'm going out now, and it's
Well,
really
they're
windy.
gonna go everywhere,
I
Rick.
know, but what can I do about it? I've got to carry
It's
them,
funny,
haven't I?
it's funny you should mention that, actually, because I don't know if you've seen these. It's a ring binder.
All right.
So, you know, all you'd need is to just hole punch them, mate, and you could, you know, use that kind of handy section and just slip them in there. And
That is excellent. What is that's just... Is that available to buy then?
that's available to buy. I mean, again, you're probably wondering, is that like thousands of pounds? But again, it's
£1,000?
just a couple of quid.
What, just you get a picture and you get the thing and you get the ring binder and you get the word The Office?
Yeah, yeah.
Just for a few quid?
Yeah, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Amazing, isn't it? And that, you know, I'm sure that would go really well. Like, students would love that, I imagine. You know, or people that work in offices. So, extraordinary value.
Brilliant. Right. Thanks.
Off you go, mate.
See you later. Oh, where did I put this on?
That's going to show up the sweat, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's so warm.
What, a T-shirt? I mean, unless you sit there naked, I don't know how much cooler you could get. You're wearing a T-shirt, and I suspect no pants, if I know you. We're in an air-conditioned room.
Oh, God. We're not, though, are we? Turned it off, haven't they?
Have they?
OK.
All right?
Sweet.
Sweets? Since when do you say sweet? Oh, sweets. I thought you meant like sweet as in bitching.
No, I just noticed some sweets and had to say it out loud. Like a child.
Do you want one?
No, not yet.
Have a sweet if you want a sweet.
No.
But I don't want you looking at the sweets and thinking, oh, I wish I could have a sweet.
I'm not.
Extras. There's a plane now, is that a problem?
This looks like a scene from Fantasy Island if I say it. The plane. Right, okay.
There's a cracking cultural reference for anyone over 50. Good. Right.
Oh, God. Oh, getting hot now, quick.
Yeah.
I've only got about a minute.
Sweets. Hot, sweets, lights, extras.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, don't use that, Rick. You're going to fan yourself with anything. Look at that. Look at the extra. Throw away your old
Okay.
impromptu fans.
That is brilliant.
It's only a couple of quid as well.